fuck my NDA. If he wants to come after me, he committed fraud. Everything that I'm telling you here is to prevent his criminal behavior. An NDA does not bind somebody against sharing with authorities or potential victims of fraud the behavior and validation of that fraudulent behavior.
If you have been mining cryptocurrency specifically with low-powered miners such as Helium over the past year and a half and have found my channel, you know that I have been talking about some other low-powered miners. Now, when I do look at Helium and the Helium project as a whole, it doesn't come without its faults. There are multiple issues all the time with the blockchain. There are a lot of spots where they can improve. So when I look upon a new project, I take that same mindset and apply it to a new project and say, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. They are a new project, there are issues, but hopefully they can rectify these issues as their product is being developed. When I looked at RevoFi and I looked at their use cases, I did make a video on it saying that I didn't really understand their use cases, and I received some backlash from that from the RevoFi community, people telling me I didn't know what I was talking about. But I did end up placing an order with RevoFi. I put my referral link in the description. I got some referral links, some use out of the referral links. If that RVS token ever does become of value, I will most likely be doing a giveaway back to you guys because you did give me that money after all. But I did end up canceling my RevoFi order. Now, I did make a video canceling a RevoFi order, and one of my fans decided to make a video talking about why I canceled my RevoFi order and why it seemed so outlandish and out of nowhere. I didn't want to get into the details out of why I canceled my order and the specifics, but after being pushed by some members in the CryptoLab community and given some information, I figured it would be best to make a video responding to not only the reaction video, but also the comments made by the RevoFi community and any people that do have orders with RevoFi. Now, normally with YouTube guidelines, I'm not able to tell you to buy or sell a certain device, coin, or anything like that. This is not financial advice. I am simply here to lay out the facts of what I have found over the past week or two and show you guys the truth behind RevoFi. And with that, you guys can make your own decisions on the company, on the product, and on the CEO. My intentions are to include everything that I do know in this video, but it will most likely not be the last video I make on RevoFi. There will probably be more content on this, interviewing ex-employees and so on. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So because there is so much I do want to talk about and I didn't want to risk not including everything, I decided to make a Google Slides, and this is going to be in the description below so you guys can check it out, view it yourself, and you can also follow the sources. Now, as of me recording this video, every link to a source is a valid source, but I would not be surprised if some of them started to get removed as RevoFi or other people are trying to distance themselves from these messages. So here it is. Here is RevoFi. So the first thing I want to talk about is their Helium Network proposal. Now, if you've been in the Discord for some time with RevoFi, they have mentioned that they wanted to do something with Helium or that they had something in the works with Helium. And they also mentioned that it just did not work out. So the rundown on this is that they were advertising helium mining and taking pre-orders about a month before a vendor was banned for 6 or 9 months, specifically because they were taking pre-orders for helium miners before approval. So what that means is people were advertising for a different company that was advertising helium mining before they were actually approved, and that is not allowed according to Helium's rules. They have a very clear process people need to go through. So if they try to back out of any of these statements, I do have some sources. Now, just a quick note, I'm not entirely sure if IoT Hotspots is a legitimate website. However, it did list RevoFi. It kind of looked like it was an advertising site, but it did mention earn Revos and Helium cryptocurrencies, mining Revos and Helium by building wireless coverage and network a microservices edge platform. If you were to go on the RevoFi website, you're not going to find anything in relation to Helium. That is because they have changed their website, and unfortunately, none of that is available through the time or way back time machine that is on the internet. Another thing I wanted to point out is that Waldo said now available made to order. What is RevoFi? Learn more about the network, how to mine Revos with our hotspots. And it says, Waldo, RevoFi is still pending Helium approval. The microminer will not be Helium enabled and will only mine Revos If and when approved, the micro miner will become compatible with the Helium network. And you can see this was edited. Let me move my face real quickly. You can see that this was edited, so you are not entirely sure when they added this information, but I just wanted to put that out there that they did in the past claim that they had. So RevoFi was either using the Helium name to get interest in their product with no actual goal of mining, or they were ignorant with their wording. Now, of course, they have since said that Helium was not going to allow them to use their full device capabilities and that they are better without them, and that is simply just not true. Let's check out the next slide here. So this is a tweet that I found. I read somewhere that RevoFi is trying to incorporate with Helium, just answering in that reference. And this is responding to a series of previous tweets, I assume. Like I said, all of the sources are at the bottom of every slide, so you guys can check them out. But the official RevoFi company responded, a long time ago, we went to help them with a proposition, or they went to them with a proposition to help with their manufacturing problems if they helped us scale our network faster. They declined, and they said that they are scared of our network outperforming theirs. It's a very bold statement to say, and they said thank you to let me know that. It sounds like awesome is coming, especially since you can see the massive growth that Helium has, over 400,000 hotspots, and they are scared that RevoFi is going to outperform them. It just seems too good to be true. Now, I'm not sure if this was supposed to be some sort of sarcasm or whatnot, but it kind of seems like it is a legitimate answer. So just keep that in mind as we go forward. Now, I want to talk about the false claims. This is something that I want to tread lightly on because I'm not entirely sure if these are false or true, or if they come true in the future. But generally speaking, a company as small as this, you would not see have a contract with big, large government corporations, as well as non-governmental entities as large as the Olympics for Paris in 2024. This is an announcement by J-Town from December 13th, 2021, and the link is right here, so you guys can check that out. This is him giving a rundown and a little update to the RevoFi community. Revo's blockchain is its own blockchain. Our NFT marketplace is built on Solana. We are looking at the RevoFi network DAO to be built on Solana. We are implementing Solana smart contracts. We are looking at Radium Serum for a potential IDO platform. We are working towards having each device preloaded as a node with the Bitcoin Lightning Network. We are working with our partner XG Edge on adding Sol validators. Every device is a full node, and each node can be an RPC server. Keeps on going. We've been awarded with our partners XG Edge and FansXR to provide RevoFi coverage and XG Edge computing for NASA Artemis missions, all 3 missions. We've also been awarded with our partners XG Edge and FansXR to provide RevoFi coverage and XG Edge computing for the 2024 Olympics in Paris. All hardware to stay in place after. I also believe we have the other 2 after that. So he's basically going about saying that they have these massive deals that they just secured with NASA and the Olympics. And just a basic rundown on XG Edge. It's a company based in Dubai. It's a liquid immersion cooling company. So if I go back, they are saying that they are providing all of this equipment. They're making it sound like it's a much bigger deal than it actually is. Now, full transparency, I am not sure if XG Edge actually is partnered, but they make liquid immersion cooling companies, so they possibly sold components to NASA. I don't believe they partner with them. There's no evidence of any details. Usually when a contract goes down like this with a governmental entity, it is announced somewhere, whether it is on a government website or in a news outlet, and there has been no evidence of this anywhere. You guys can check out the XG Edge website as well as their LinkedIn to see that information for yourself. So, continuing with these false claims with NASA, like I said, there's 0 unannounced partnerships with federal agencies. Many legal hoops have to be jumped through if you want to do something like this. You can't simply claim to have a partnership or relationship with NASA. That can get you investigated. Now, this is a possible sign of security fraud. I'm not saying that it is, but I just wanted to put the definition of security fraud here so you guys can understand where I'm coming from. It is defined as a deceptive practice in the stock or commodities markets that induces investors to make purchase or sale decisions on the basis of false information, frequently resulting in losses in violation of security laws. Now, if I go back a couple slides, they were talking about Helium, and it was initially on their website, and just having the word Helium in their network in their site is going to bring them a lot of web traffic. They're not even allowed to mine helium anymore. So this was never an option for them. So they moved to NASA and Olympics. Now, if this is not true, and I'm saying if this is not, this is a possible sign of security fraud. That is a fraudulent activity that needs to be looked into. As of right now, we are not entirely sure on that. Continuing with some tweets to back up my evidence, another day and another failure for app to appear. If you guys have been in the RevoFi community for a while, there has been lots and lots of false promises when the apps are going to release, when the products are going to ship. So this guy has been tweeting asking, why shy about repeating your claims that NASA are partners for the next 3 missions and Olympics for Paris and beyond? This is big news. Why aren't they talking about it? And he included 2 images here, which are right here. This is exciting. What partnerships contracts have been signed so far? And Waldo, which is an ex-employee of RevoFi. Unfortunately, these types of things cannot be disclosed publicly, but RevoFi is pushing for major expansion into Europe. In addition, if you search RevoFi on the FCC filing, it is not found. Now, the reason for this most likely is because they have filed all of their patents under a different name, but they didn't inform us what that is. So we actually can't go and look up any of RevoFi's FCC filings. If we go on further, Huchino, if I'm saying that right, he ends up actually posting a video or an image of both of my videos that I made, and it says, goes from next big thing to cancel your order in a couple of weeks, mentions how anyone asking questions in Discord is banned. And RevoFi says there have been 5 people banned on our Discord, and it is not because they were asking questions. You are also clearly not aware of NDAs or probably anything that requires higher level of intelligence beyond insult or slander. Send me your order number immediately. Seeing this from a company that is trying to make a device for the people, personally insulting them and kind of being a bully, talking down to them, and then immediately asking for their order number is not something that you would want from a company that you're going to put $600 probably at least into buying one of their products. Even though you're supposed to do it through support, send me your order number and I would be happy, more than happy, to accommodate your departure from involvement in our community. You're clearly not aware of our sister company, XG Edge. I watched the video and this is the same guy who did not order because there is no use cases in the white paper. This is the best part. I do not understand how a company, RevoFi, who wants to succeed, could put this in a tweet. If you need your use cases listed out in a white paper, this product or company is not for you anyways. What kind of company says that about their product? If we don't list our use cases in our paper that talks about everything our company is about, it's probably not for you anyway. That is really, really bad. He then goes to respond, I'm aware of XG Edge and their crazy scrolling website, which omits the usual context section, working with NASA alongside FansXR, where Justin happens to be treasurer, right? Justin being the CEO of RevoFi. Tokenomics of white paper are wrong, as had been admitted. So this guy is a random person on Twitter. I want to contact this person if you are watching this video. Big shout out to you for giving us all of this information that we could actually use. RevoFi basically coming out, borderline harassing, bullying this person, telling them they are not intelligent, and requesting to cancel their order. And you will see that common in the RevoFi community. If you ask sophisticated questions on Twitter or in the community, they will respond by trying to cancel your order by asking for your order number. So next, I want to talk about their claims of their device being FCC approved. To my understanding, this is not how an FCC approval works. So this is in their Discord channel, their FAQ, frequently asked questions. They say, what are your legal arrangements with the U.S. Federal Communications Commission, the FCC, and other such entities at a national level? Their answer, we don't have or use any licensed frequencies. The requirements are standardized and simplified for what we are doing. The devices have certifications for FCC and CE. If I were to go back here, there are no certifications for the FCC. So this is where I was saying they might have been filing under a different name. We do not know entirely for sure, but I did look up other names that they did go by, and I did not find any FCC approval for these devices. Now, this question has been asked multiple times in the Discord, and people have responded saying it doesn't need to be approved, and all the devices are approved inside of it, but that's not how that works. The device is not FCC approved. Individual components are approved. So these are some of the components that are in the device. You have an ARM Cortex A57, NVIDIA Maxwell, MediaTek chipset, etc. These individual devices have FCC approval, but when you put them together, even if you're connecting them like Legos and trying to sell the product, that is an entirely different product. It needs its separate FCC approval, something which I don't believe they actually sought after, or they just haven't actually gotten the approval. Now, they might be saying that they are approved in the hopes that they will be approved by the time they ship them, but they're being unclear on that. Another issue is their fake tokens. If you guys have been in the Discord the past couple of weeks, just like every other slide that I've gone over, they have also discussed the token sale process, and they have extended it multiple times, and they've had an excuse each time for doing so. Well, just recently, and you guys can find this on your own if you want to, unless they actually deleted the Discord chats, they were discussing that this token sale counter that you can see up here with 12.9 million Revos was all manual. There was no, when you bought Revos, it didn't actually update this. It was all done manually. There is no evidence that the RevoFi blockchain has been published, and there's no proof of its existence. Everything is manual entries. There's been multiple token sales, which is also a potential securities violation. They actually ended up having a couple of token sales that they refunded, and Justin also claimed, or I guess you could say, RevoFi also claimed that many venture capital funds wanted to purchase RVS. My question is, if many venture capital funds wanted to invest in RevoFi, wouldn't they have done so? Even if it is during token sales, a lot more RVS token would have been sold. This screenshot was taken on March 8th, and you can see it has 12.9 million RVS, which is equivalent to around $650,000. If they're talking about these people in the venture capital funds that wanted to buy a lot of Revos tokens, you would think that they would have sold out a lot more than that. Now, one of the things that is a big red flag to me is this Q&A right here where it says, I didn't get my 500 Revos or RVS for using someone's referral link. What do I do? The answer is what is concerning. We will be doing a coordinated and singular effort to reconcile any and all valid referrals after the sale has ended. If for any reason a referral is not awarded by the system, or even if the person forgot to use your code, I'm going to honor it. I can assure you that all valid referrals will be reconciled and awarded as agreed upon. This will be done personally by me. I'll be sending out an email and coordinating through Discord as well as in the coming weeks. As stated on our website in various places, the max referral rewards are 5,500 Revos. A minimum of 500 Revos purchases is required. I am personally auditing all accounts, transactions, and referral rewards. So if anyone is abusing the systems, they will be notified. Hope this helps clears up referrals. Now, me, who is in college coming from a business background with a degree in accounting, I'm going to get my degree in accounting, understanding the rule of separation of duties is very important. You cannot have the same person auditing as the same person collecting. That is not how that works. That leaves a lot of areas where people can potentially commit fraud. They can potentially launder money. There's so many different things that could go wrong. Separation of duties is very important. And from an outsider perspective, it sure sounds to me that Justin is the CEO and the accountant, which is absolutely not okay in a company like this. If they want to provide products and have a massive company and they say they have a whole bunch of people employed, they need to have a separation of duties. They need to have a private accountant dedicated to doing some of this. They also just, if they don't have an accountant, they need to just separate the duties with individual people. That way there is not a high chance of fraud. That will lower the chance, still doesn't eliminate it. But that's just my 2 cents. You guys can take what you want from that. So this is something I would define as the God complex. You are beneath me. I am better than you. I don't need you to succeed. This is a bunch of weird refunds. Let me turn off my camera really briefly so you guys can pause and see that bottom one. But stay clear from this turd. I have been trying to get a refund and they just keep coming up with excuses. I see a class action coming soon. You have been refunded weeks ago. Do whatever you like. Now, why would RevoFi say that? Some of these just don't make sense. MA01, who we don't know if or is not Justin. Haha, if you want to refund, please contact sales email. They responded to a genuine concern with haha. In addition, RevoFi, if you want a refund, send an email to support@revofi.com or DM me your order number and I will open the ticket myself. So this leaves me to believe that RevoFi Co. is just entirely Justin. Find out how much of a scam we are when we send your money back and bar you from purchasing any of our tech again. This is comical at this point. Why would RevoFi threaten to bar you from a community for asking for a refund? And they won't allow you to purchase any of their tech again. Who says that? As a company, who says that? And lastly, they are talented enough to build a crypto organization, and this is in quotes, but can't set up a simple website. This is what I was referring to as negative sarcasm. The in-stock status has been explained to you. I know it's unfortunate that it's worded that way, but refunds are offered. So if you've made a purchase solely on the fact, if you've made the purchase solely based on the fact that then you can submit an email for a refund. It's just the comments that people are making in higher up positions in RevoFi are not what you would expect from someone who is claiming to be a well-established company and they have this product that they're going to sell to you guys. Just comparing this to Helium, this is very subpar in their ways of communication. And lastly, I have a list. Let me put my camera off so you guys can see what's going on here. Now, I made this slides a couple of weeks ago. I want to say 1 to 2 weeks ago. So it has already changed from this lineup. So this is a lineup of all of the employees as well as the ex-employees. On the left, you can see the ex-employees. We have Ninju, I Love Crypto, and this is their names here. So you can see Aaron was the ex-CEO. Taylor was the ex-head of engineering. Lauren, who was Electro, was the co-founder and chief of staff. Pizza Party is Aaron Waldo King. Johnny Watson, I'm not entirely sure if this is correct, but Justin Caswell is J-Town. Gavin is his son, who formerly went by the Crypto Kid, if you guys have had negative experiences with him. And this is a little, we're not entirely sure if Justin has another account and he is impersonating. Just judging by how the responses are, they are very similar. And I'm sure I could get some sort of psychologist or something like this that studies languages that could confirm that. Unsure who Stu Stewart is, but actually, or Sir Stewart, but now he just goes by Stewart and he doesn't have this profile picture anymore. We also have some other people down here that are just unknown. This looks like the new round of people. But if you were to go in the RevoFi Discord, if you're not banned, you would actually be able to see that there are already new people involved. So that is just a little map of all the people. And finally, I'm going to talk about the old partners. So this is the CEO, Aaron Oldham Ninju. And a month ago, I got rid of everything I owned and moved into suitcases. I went fully remote to focus on being entirely intentional on my next career move. In that time, I courted engagements from 30 plus organizations, turned down the highest salary I've ever had, and found the resolve to pursue my purpose, advocating for what I believe to be the next revolution in technology. On panels and private calls, I've been asked what I think the next step is for blockchain/cryptocurrency. My answer has always been the same. One day, blockchain technology will be a major component in decentralizing data centers, operations, and workloads. My good friend, colleague, client, and now business partner, Justin Caswell, opened my eyes to a bold reality. The technology components need to revolutionize global data center/network infrastructure are ready. They just need to be assembled. We founded RevoFi to do that. So Aaron was brought on. He is now a co-founder, and he was trying to be the CEO. Keep in mind, this was in May of 2021. Now, about 3 weeks ago, we reached out to him, and he said he is not associated with RevoFi. The owner defrauded me. Now, guys, please don't go and reach out to these people and try and talk to them on their own. They are busy people. They are real people, and they have lives. I personally did it because I was trying to uncover what was going on, and I had a couple of talks with a couple of people in this ex-employee group, and I invite Justin to talk to me and give his side of the story if he thinks all of this is entirely wrong. Here are some other messages. Good luck if you want to believe him. He has repeatedly defrauded, lied, and misled. I'm just doing due diligence. I brought a lot of personal relationships into the company. You know exactly what I'm referring to. Go pay them back and I'll leave this Discord for good. You can steal my equity. Good. I don't want to be legally liable. As a 10% owner, he is a 10% owner. This is important to note. until Justin illegally removed his equity percentage. He has not been briefed by Justin on any product details. He is going to try to act like none of this has happened. He has actively cut out, pissed off, and alienated every member of the team I have assembled. At this point, I'm ashamed that I ever put my credibility on the line for RevoFi. Now you can actually go and search these messages in Discord. Now I'm sure once this video is released, some of them are going to be deleted. So you can actually even see the source here. So most of these are deleted, but you can search Ninju. You'll actually have to search by the ID. So it's not going to be Ninju. It's going to be a long series of numbers. You can find most of these messages still in here. He used to be a very well-known member in the RevoFi community, and then all of a sudden, Justin cut him out. Now, if I were to go back here, pretty much all of these people are on the white paper for RevoFi, and most of them are not even employed at the company. Justin is actually just keeping them on the white paper. Whether or not they put out a new white paper soon is going to be up to them entirely. I'm not sure how many people are actually employed and how many people are just the same people impersonating other people. But Taylor, Lauren, I believe Waldo King, they were all still on the white paper, and they don't even work for RevoFi anymore. So it just goes to show that there is a lot of things that they just are trying to keep on as long as possible. Now, going to the next slide, this is talking about what's going on. How I said that I didn't know if they actually filed with the FCC under a different name. This is called RevoKind, and it is a company that Justin also owns, the CEO of RevoFi. And this is some speculative thoughts, but I just wanted to put it out there. So the theory is that a company will open up another company and steal the clients by telling them they operate under a different company. So the idea is that if RevoFi has a good idea, a good patent, or a good business proposition, their device that they make, the owner could then, the owner being Justin, could then file it under a different company being RevoKind and then tell the clients that they are on RevoKind. So Aaron Ninju saying that he had 10% ownership, then it wouldn't matter if the device is registered under the different company. So that is just a theory. RevoFi had its employees develop the product, and then they went on to registering the product under RevoKind, and that cuts out the ownership of all owners. So in theory, and this is once again speculative, Justin could have made them design all of this stuff, filed it under a different name, and then cut everybody out. So they could bring them on by offering a large percentage, like 10% owner, and then they could file it under a different name. And the 10% owner would mean anything because RevoFi would then be a useless company. Now, they could also register the intellectual properties under a different company. From a legal perspective, they can easily be sued, and this is another possible sign of fraud and embezzlement. Here is a link to an article that talks about, did your former business partner steal your ideas or customers? So that is it. What are your thoughts? What do you think? Are you canceling your RevoFi order? Do you want to hear from the ex-employees? I plan on having a discussion with them. And if you guys would like to hear it, we can make it a little podcast and upload it. Here is another message that I just wanted to show. This is a lot of people are waking up in the RevoFi community and they're getting banned for saying messages like this. Wise Panda said on February 21st of 2022, I mean, there's not a single thing that happened from the promises. Batch 1 sending out, no. Delay 1 week. Now it's more than a month. Then the wallet coming out. Last test, 1 more week. Also more than a month. Then the forever ongoing pre-sale of tokens. All becomes really fishy and people will start running away trying to get back their investment. And I can totally understand it. I totally understand it too. That is why I canceled my device. I started to see all of these red flags. I didn't want to wait. Like a lot of people I know have waited for Syncrobit. They started to notice these red flags and they said, hey, I think it's time to get out. So let me know what you guys think. Would you like to hear from the ex-employees? Would you like to ask me any questions? Put them in the comment section below. Also, feel free to join the Crypto Lab as well as my Discord, which are going to be in the description below, as well as the link to these slides. So if you guys want to go back, all of this hard evidence is going to be available for anybody, and you guys can help, you guys can criticize, whatever you want to do. I invite Justin, the CEO of RevoFi, or anybody from RevoFi, current or past employees, to come and talk to me, share your side of the story. If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong, but tell me what I did wrong and tell me how I should think about this, because I'm open to hearing the other side of the story. So that is all I have for this video. Like I said, any questions, thoughts, comments, suggestions, put them in the comments section below, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out.